support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Marlo.
Serena. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Serena. So you're here for a reason, I'll bet.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably to talk about something that you have going on here at CES.
Definitely.
All right. So fill me in. What do we got going on?
All right. So I'm from Nanoleaf. We're a smart lighting company. We started doing a lot of decorative stuff.
Okay.
Actually started doing green technology, moved to really those, triangle panels that you've probably seen, RGB panels.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we did a lot of decorative stuff, but this year we're taking a step into the next stage of lighting for smart home. So we have two new sort of innovations coming out. One is a product and one is a technology that we're showing in the booth. So would you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just go ahead and put it right there. And
all right, this is our actual floor model, so you can see the wear and tear.
Yes.
But yeah,
but that's okay.
Yeah. So this is one of our new line. It's called Sense Plus Controls. So this is a sensor switch that works with our new technology. So it's not only a switch, a manual switch. It has brightness control. You have programmable slots.
Oh.
You have programmable slots. Ta-ta. I can be your stewardess today.
I should be looking at the other direction here too, right? See what everybody else wants you to do. Though, there you go. Give us your.
I'll just hide the part that I accidentally destroyed. But yeah, so there's two programmable buttons as well as brightness control and power. But the cool thing about this is it's a sensor switch.
Okay.
So it's not only a switch, it has built-in motion and ambient lighting sensors. The great thing about these is we have one wired version, one wireless version that runs on battery. They both run on thread, and they're both going to be Matter compatible. So the coolest thing is that if you already have a light switch, you can hardwire this in its place. If you don't have one, or there's a space where you don't have a light switch already and you want to have a new one, maybe beside the bed or somewhere else, you can install the wireless one.
Okay.
The coolest thing when it comes to
it gets
these.
cooler.
It gets cooler.
All right.
It always, and it always gets cooler.
Yeah.
So the coolest thing is we have this technology called Nala. So it's Nanoleaf's Automation's Learning Assistant. That uses a learning technology. It's a smart assistant within the app.
Okay.
So it uses something we call learning technology, but combines with the Sense Plus controls. The whole point of Nala is that it gives you the most seamless and natural smart lighting with personalization for your home. So for example, have you ever set an automation on like an iPhone or something like that? It says when you set up a new smart device, you say, Monday to Friday, I work from home, 9 to 5, I want my lights bright white at my desk, right?
Okay.
Sometimes you like take a bathroom trip or you go somewhere else, a long breakfast, maybe it's like, a little sleep in. Why are your lights turning on at 9 a.m. at your desk when you're not there?
Right.
Sorry, 8 a.m., right?
Okay, whatever you say, 10 a.m.
10 a.m., if anything.
Yeah.
So why are they turning on when you're not there?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Even if it's playing exactly the scene you thought you wanted, you're not there.
Right.
So that's where this system comes into play. So it combines that learning technology. So you set your lights automatically. You don't have to set the automation. You just set your lights one time with the switch, with the app, with voice control, and it automatically sets it for you, and it learns that in the system. So you can choose. The whole thing is really you can choose however you want to use this. So it can either suggest you automations or implement the automations automatically. So let's say you always turn your lights on 9 to 5 at your desk. It's going to do that. But again, because of the sensor technology, if it's super bright outside and you don't need lighting, it's not going to turn on when you don't need it. And it's not going to turn on when you're not sitting there. So if you're grabbing a snack from the kitchen, it's not going to be turning on.
Yep.
Because that makes no sense in terms of power, in terms of money, just in terms of practicality.
Right.
You don't need that light there. So with this, there's tons of really cool features. For example, because it remembers states, it's not just lighting on and off. It's also states and colors. So let's say, have you ever gone to the bathroom in the middle of the night?
Never.
We've never even gone to the bathroom.
I'm old, so that never happens 2 or 3 or 4 times a night. Not at all. Yeah.
So you're probably familiar with the blinding experience. The second you walk into the bathroom, just like full eyes closed, and you try to go about your best business.
I won't even tell you about the broken toes I've had because of that.
I also won't tell you about the broken toes.
Well, there we go. We have something to share then.
Our common casts under the table, but. Yeah, so one time you go to the bathroom, again, you have brightness control on this switch. You say, I don't want that to happen again. You turn the brightness down. Then the next time you go into the bathroom, it's not going to be full of brightness.
So it knows. It just learns and knows these
It
things.
learns exactly what you're doing. So, and again, the great thing about the learning is that it's the most natural way of setting automations, because you're not setting, let's say you're like, oh, I want my lights 25% brightness. Do you know what 25% brightness looks like when you're tired and you've been asleep? It looks like 100% brightness.
Yes.
So when you're walking to the bathroom, you don't have to say, I want it 25% bright. You're setting it down, and it sees how low you want it, and that's the same state it's going to give you the next time you come to the washroom. And it's not going to turn on when you're not there, and you don't need to touch the button. You know, you don't need to find the switch. You don't need to do anything.
Right.
But again, you could if you wanted to. If let's say it's a night you decide you want to get up and you got a flight, whatever, and you need to have your lights on, you can turn the light on with the button, with the voice assistant, with the app. It'll turn on, and it doesn't learn the things you don't want it to learn. I think that's what a lot of people are worried about. Like, oh, I don't have the same routine every day, or I want to turn on a colorful light once in a while, right? It's not going to learn those things. And again, because it's suggesting automations or implementing them, you can choose how you want to use the system. So when you first
Go ahead.
When you first set it up, you can obviously have some standards if you want, but as things go, it'll just learn from your behavior, and it's really intuitive.
I think you just answered my question. There's obviously a place that you can go to see what the automation is, right? Okay.
So again, this is really in early progress, but at the same time, we're going to be releasing it this year, so a lot of work's already gone into this, and a lot of the bugs have been smoothed out. I'm honestly personally really excited for this for my house.
Yeah.
I have some of those, dinky light motion sensor light switch.
Right.
But again, 25% brightness is not 5% brightness when I want it to be, right? So yeah, the whole point of the whole system with the switches and with Nala, the Nanoleaf's automations learning assistant, is that ubiquitous control. When you want to set it in the app, you can. When you don't want to set it in the app, you don't have to. When you want to touch the switch, you can. When you want to use voice assistant from the bed, whatever, you can put the switch by the bed. It's wireless. So it's basically the most complete smart home solution that you probably never know you needed, but you're not going to be able to live without.
Is this able to work with current lighting that you have in the house now, or do you have to switch over to your system for all of the lighting if you're going to use your...
So you would be using smart lighting products. However, they're, like I said, this is the wireless light switch, but there is a wired light switch, which you can use to turn your dumb bulbs smart. But for this one, of course, because it doesn't wire into the wall, you need to have a smart light bulb. I believe at the beginning it's just going to be working with Nanoleaf light bulbs.
Okay.
So we actually just released at our booth a whole new line of our essentials lighting, which is like our everyday lighting stuff.
Your light bulbs are wonderful, by the way. I am and I know you don't know this, but I'm nuts about light bulbs.
Oh yeah.
So I have your light bulbs everywhere.
I also have our light bulbs everywhere.
I never would have dreamed in a million years that I would need Wi-Fi enabled smart light bulbs. But it's not true. I need them. And they make my life so much easier. I just can't get over how, you're talking about automations, right? Not to get so sidetracked here, but one of the things that I do is with my phone, when it reaches a certain GPS coordinate, it turns the lights on in my house, right? And I use if this, then that to do that, right? And I just think it's so cool that I can be driving down the block and all of a sudden my outside lights just turn on.
Exactly.
And that would not be possible if it wasn't for your product in a combination with my product or with my phone. So, and IFT. So, there's so many things you can do because of connected light bulbs that make your life better, safer, all of that. So
I agree. And I think it's again, I was kind of, despite working for Nanoleaf, I was sort of a late adopter to smart technology. So I was like, I don't need a smart assistant. I can do my own thing. I have it turned off on my phone. We like our privacy, right? So it's I don't need it. But then when I was testing, our products, when our first Essentials light bulbs came out, and I could be in my bed turning off my light with my voice assistant, you can't go back from that. I'm not doing, you walk to the door, you turn it off, and then you do that scramble back to that. I'm not doing that ever again.
And when it's Valentine's Day and you want to just turn your light bulbs all red outside, or when it's Easter and you want them green and yellow,
it's you never have to decorate again. You never have to do anything. You're going to hang a banner again? Never again. Going to hang Christmas? Never again. Yeah,
it's great. It really is. So, well, it's been great having you on the program. How do we find out more information about what you got going on?
So you can check out nanoleaf.me is our website, .me, and we actually have a whole page of CES, walking through our booth, breaking everything down, but also we have our online shop. You can find all the product information and shop the products.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for being up here today. And have a great rest of the CES.
Thank you. You too.